Good morning and welcome to Samadhi Game. Today's show is about transiting continents, time, paradigms, even life and death. And why that is up for us and why that's up for everyone. Well, not for everyone, but it is actually up for everyone. Everyone's facing death. Is because this time last year, just about this time last year, my father passed.
One more week.
One more week,
days.
and just a few more days. On July 14th, Don Brinkley passed the screen of life, and on the 14th, the same day, Elliot leaves to go to Ananda Cooperative Village and take up a course of yoga for 1 month. She'll be gone for a whole month, and taking courses that will enable her to have a certificate of yoga teacher training. So she'll be able to teach yoga, and we're very proud of her for that. And she'll be attending the same place that I attended in 1984 to get her teacher training, which is Ananda Cooperative Village. There's a special place in my heart for that particular brand of yoga. It was descended from the heart of Paramhansa Yogananda, and founded by Swami Kriyananda, this great community in Northern California. Can you turn off that in the kitchen? In California. And thanks. And it's a great, beautiful community that's expanded around the world. They have now ashrams in Italy, ashrams in California, ashrams in India. So, and I wouldn't really even call them ashrams, because they don't really call them those names either. They're just communities. And so if you get involved with the Ananda community, it's possible to travel back and forth between those different community centers. And I'm hoping that maybe sometime Elliot will take up those travels and travel to different places and have friends everywhere she goes, people with like mind. Mm-hmm. So I'm really proud of her. That's a transiting. That's a transit. It's a change. It's a shift from one paradigm to the next. Today, also, we're getting ready to leave for Croatia on the 15th, a week from today. So 1 week from today, we likely won't be having a Samadhi Game broadcast. I think we leave very early in the morning and fly most of the day to get to Croatia very late that evening, I believe.
It's not so late because they're 6 hours
later.
Oh.
I think it's going to be in the middle of the night or early the next morning that we arrive.
We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah. So that's a week from today. So it's another transit of continents. With Samadhi Game, we also transit the worlds, the paradigms. We try and find a way to brook the differences between religions and spiritual paths, so that there's a oneness, an understanding that they all work. They all work when looked at from this line of the neutral witness, this central line. It's if you have a puppet on a string, if you hold it a certain way, the whole puppet falls in line. So in all parts, this part and that part and all the parts start to hold together. So the idea of Samadhi Game is to have this string that holds all of the different parts of the puppet together at attention. And we can see the beauty of Christianity, we can see the beauty of Buddhism, we can see the beauty of all the religions, Hinduism, all of the spiritual paths, New Age, and thus that might give a glimmer of truth, an understanding of the truth. And with Samadhi Game understanding, we see that they're all one. And we have a practice with our mantra meditation that keeps reminding ourselves, what is this truth? How does this truth work? So we keep pressurizing the idea of this truth within our own external consciousness so that we have more facility to get to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. We went outside today and checked our orchard to see if the new growth was coming after the deer decided to eat the leaves. So they're transitioning back into a new plant.
Yeah, they
Yesterday
are. They
you
are.
planted
Yeah.
12 lavender.
12 more lavenders in the lavender field. And that was a, I have to say, that was a beautiful moment. I really felt really good. We went into town yesterday thinking, a friend of ours had told us that the lavender was on sale because it's getting kind of late in the season to plant now. But it was on sale at Home Depot. So we went to Home Depot and they were totally out of lavender. They had none. So then we called around to various other places and we found one more place in town, one other nursery that had lavender. And we rushed across town, all the way across town, and picked up the lavender, and they gave us a great deal.
Yeah.
They gave us a great deal on all this lavender.
Yes, more lavender, Kathleen.
Beautiful, big.
Now we have
20 some odd.
28 plants.
Yeah, 24 plants. I
24
think.
plants.
24 plants. So they gave us a great deal on the lavender. We brought it home, and in the evening, as it cooled off in the evening, we spent the time digging the holes, fertilizing the holes, and getting it in the holes. And then today and tomorrow and the next day, we'll put them on the irrigation system. So that's a transition from one place to the other, putting down roots. They'll be putting down their roots. We're gonna have it's gonna be gorgeous to walk through this lavender field, especially as it starts to bloom. Probably next year, each of these plants will come to full life. And to walk through them and have the lavender flowers brush against you and the scent come up, that will be a transitioning of the worlds. Just driving home yesterday with the lavenders in the car, and I don't know if you realized it or not, but I put the air conditioner in the car on recycle, so that we had all of it. It didn't bring in new air from outside, but it kept the air inside and cooled off that. So we were breathing this lavender scent, and by the time we got home, I really felt transitioned into another state of consciousness. And with Samadhi Game mantras, it's as though we're sitting in a confined space with lavender and breathing in the atmosphere of this refined vibration. We're refining our consciousness by saying that there are these potentials, this reality available to us at any time. So let's go ahead and bring up Samadhi Game and get started with some of the mantras so that we can actually inundate ourselves in this scent of samadhi, this state of samadhi. Let me find the beginning of our recognizing divine identity. The shadowless light of samadhi, its feeling tone and state of knowing. Come on, let's get... when they work for them. So just know this, all of us together are implanting a vibration right now in this particular broadcast, the recording of this broadcast. Whether you're here present or not, your energy is present, and that energy present will be amplified again and again as each person watches the archived, and it will come back to you as good vibration. let's go back and start this mantra again. And with music, with our actual voices, here we go. The shadowless light of Samadhi, its feeling, tone, and state of knowing. Together. O glorious shadowless light of eternity, that brilliance of I Am Samadhi, shining in the void as 10,000 suns. Descend, 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 as the tangible substance of the loving splendor, dazzling intelligence and palpable power, for all to absorb and identify with. As the full and only authority throughout the earth, the boundless treasure house of the universe, and our infinite I Am Samadhi, of scintillating fire and dazzling light, that I am. I release the power of mastery without limit now, revealing the self and flooding forth perfect miracles and all activities, bringing to pass the enlightenment of the ages, and letting every being on earth sense and surrender to the intimacy of this light. Everywhere, the fullness of this self expanding as love, wisdom, and joy forever. Now, great songs of praise and gratitude burst forth from the heart of humanity, for that silent splendor poured out to all.
Now, pure love flows forth from
the heart of the secret love star, drenching the earth with the glory and ecstasy of golden pink liquid light. Now, the oneness of supreme love, wisdom, and blazing joy overwhelms this whirl of duality in its glowing orb of transmutation, reconciliation, and dominion, making of Tara a smiling sun of everlasting, all-powerful, limitless light, casting no shadow, and of which only that absolute perfection can forever dwell. Now, I am limitless gifts of all good things, anointing the earth with abundance, healing, and happiness for all mankind. O presence of a shadowless light from out the great silence, we identify with thee now. I am the elation and exhilaration, freedom and liberation, its eternal experience and gnosis of Samadhi, its ecstatic hearing, blissful feeling, cosmic scent, sublime taste, and immaculate vision, holding all safely within that compassionate diamond heart forever. I intensify this feeling tone of I Am Shadowless Light in acknowledgement, acceptance, and awareness, surrender, devotion, and adoration for this state of knowing that, this all-pervading I Am Samadhi, the intelligence of the heart that is divine illumination. I, the Ascended Master Gregory Donald Binkley, living Super Yogi Brilliance. And you can say your own name. You can make up a name for yourself. A name that says something bigger than who you think you are. Get really creative and key into your unique individuality. We'll do it again. I, and say your name, am awake, as is the Ascended Master Jesus, to this shadowless light, its feeling, tone, and state of knowing, that I am that never sleeps and enjoys all, now and forever. So thank you for letting us know that the sound was not coming across only music. As good as the music is, we wanted to have the voices. When we give these mantras together, we're affirming the truth of who we really are. We're not waiting for something to happen, but we're affirming it now. We're saying what's true about our deepest self, that I am, that. Even the word that. When Moses was on the hill, he says, I am that I am. I am that. You have to feel just even the glimmer of it. And you can say, that love, that beauty, that wisdom, that joy, that essence of being, that wonder, that glory. You can feel it at times when you see a sunset or a beautiful child, or look into the eyes of your lover. Mm-hmm. You can say, that, I am that. It's not foreign to us. Oftentimes we seem to think that we're strangers in a strange land here, but we are bringing with us this paradigm of eternity, of samadhi. That is, we can be aware of that, just like Moses was aware of that, just like Jesus was aware of that, just like Buddha was aware of that. And all their embodiments, they spoke about you becoming aware of that. Not just them being that, but you being that. That I am. That shadowless light, its feeling, tone, and state of knowing. So as we say these words together, we're affirming what we are rather than waiting for it to happen or allowing only one other great Son of God to have that appellation of that within them. No, we all have it within us. So this is the state of consciousness that we're transiting to. This is the great continent of being that we're traveling to, that we're drawing back to us. When you came from Croatia, you brought with you a vineyard, an orchard, a lavender field,
a new massage room.
A new massage room, and you didn't just let it be that, oh, it was only there in Croatia that it occurs.
No.
You said, here, now, with me now, it will be. And that's the same sort of consciousness.
An art studio.
An art studio, a massage studio, a lavender field, an orchard. Oh my God. We deserve this vacation in Croatia. So we can rest and we can come back to it as already done.
To more weeds.
Yeah, right. We'll have weeds to pull. So that's the idea. We're bringing back this continent of being with us to this world of form. We're going within our hearts and saying that beauty, that joy, that wisdom, that art, and then externalizing it as worded form first, just to get the idea, the juice flowing. It's like priming a pump. When you have those old pumps in the West, you had to, do this, pump it with your hand.
Get the water out.
To get the water flowing, you had to get the water, and sometimes it didn't work, so you had to pour some water down the pump a little bit so there could be water in the pump so it could suck better. So that's what we're doing with Samadhi Game mantras. We're priming the pump of being. We're adding a little bit of water, and then it sucks up. And watch your life change as you give these mantras day by day. And the idea is to download your copy of Samadhi Game, have it with you on your computer as a PDF version, and have it with you on your iPad, your iPhone as a PDF version so you can have it wherever you go. Believe me, we're going to have it with us in Croatia. We're going to do it on those rocky beaches in Croatia. In fact, we're going to broadcast from Croatia, from beaches, from wherever we have an internet connection. We're going to broadcast and make sure that we have some touch with everyone in Samadhi Game from Croatia. And we're going to probably draw some people from Croatia, too, to be part of the Samadhi Game mantras.
Tourists from Poland and Germany and Italy. You can do impromptu broadcasts with yoga.
Yeah. Do you know of a place where we can have Wi-Fi connection that's close to a beach? That's what we need. We need Wi-Fi.
Yeah. True. Okay.
I think we can do it with 3G as well, or 4G, whatever we have. We'll see. We're going to work it out, and if we can't, we'll do it in our room, in our home.
No, we'll do it in the cafe. There's no Wi-Fi in the house. Nope.
Okay, we'll do it in the cafe. We'll draw everyone together from the cafe, and we'll do a Samadhi Game broadcast from the cafe.
Maybe there is. Sorry, I'm speaking too soon.
We're gonna bring our iPads. And I'll bring my iPad, you bring your iPad, our iPhones, and what we can do. And then I'll have the computer, and we'll have 4 at least places where people can view. They can keep up with us.
I'm going to make those brochures.
Okay. This is going to be fun.
With 6 mantras on them. Like fold out.
So we're going to ask the consciousness of those, even in Croatia, to transit with us to this continent of being. Let's go ahead and give another mantra. Let's give the mantra, I bow to the Samadhi within myself. It's a little ditty, it's a little song that we can sing, and it goes like this. I bow to the Samadhi within myself, known as Lord Shiva that is the true teacher. This Samadhi that I am takes the form of truth, consciousness and bliss. I am always present and full of peace. I am always present and full of peace. I am always present and full of peace. I am completely free and I sparkle with the divine luster. And that can be changed to, if you like Christ better or Buddha better, you can change I bow to Lord Buddha, Lord Christ. That is the true teacher, that Christ that is within yourself. You can even say my higher self that is the true teacher. And this samadhi, you could say, I know what I was going to do.
What?
Today, but this is fine that we're doing this tomorrow, Wednesday. I know the name of the broadcast. It's
What?
Superman.
Oh, that's right, because we watched Superman and Gregory
It's
was...
Superman.
So-
It's Superman. Last time we did Supermodel. Now we're
Yeah.
going to do Superman. Mm-hmm. The Superman consciousness.
Superhero, yeah.
The superhero consciousness. I can't wait for that, actually. I mean, I just have to talk about it a little bit right now. If you have a chance between now and Wednesday, go see Superman. Go see it and think of it. Think of the archetypes of that they're trying to bring forth. These writers knew what they were doing. Of course, all writers have to have a historical viewpoint from Homer to the great epics. So they see in these great epics the outpicturing of symbolic symbols, even if it be in the biblical epic. So look and watch for these archetypes that they're creating, and some of the confrontations that they're creating with the Superman. This is the best Superman I've seen, I think. It's actually the most action-packed as well, but it has more meaning to it than most Supermen had in the past. It goes a little bit deeper, and it's really a very cool film. I thought it was a very cool film. And,
Well, because you saw the symbolism in it of neutral witness and the
what happens
opposite sides.
And what happens when you assume the consciousness of Superman? They actually dealt with that a little bit in the film. Watch to see, as you take on the Superman consciousness, the super samadhi consciousness, the supermodel consciousness, as you take that on, expect that your world will change. Expect that you will change the world. And as you begin to do that, even unconsciously, people will rebel. People will put their heels in and say, sorry, won't have any of that. In fact,
Get away from me.
let's crucify him.
Yeah.
Let's string him up. Let's put him on the cross, nail him to the cross, and hold him accountable for all of our woes. So be aware, it's in there. And it's a pretty cool film. So let's go on. We're going to do the Superman consciousness next time. But this time we're transiting worlds, and we're getting ready for this change that's coming. This change that we're in the midst of now. Changing by drawing forth this higher realm into this world, not just allowing it to be left in the higher world, heaven to attain to at some time in our lives, but attaining to that heaven world now, that samadhi world now. Let's do the ditty again.
The ditty.
I bow to the samadhi within myself, known as Lord Shiva, that is the true teacher. This samadhi that I am takes the form of truth, consciousness, and bliss. I am always present and full of peace. I am always present and full of peace. I am always present and full of peace. I am completely free and I sparkle with the divine luster.
You can do it your tone.
I bow to the samadhi within myself, known as Lord Shiva, that is the true teacher. This samadhi that I am takes the form of truth, consciousness, and bliss. I am always present and full of peace. I am always present and full of peace. I am always present and full of peace. I am completely free and I sparkle with the divine luster. I just want to come back for a moment and say we're planning on having a November 8 days of Samadhi retreat here at Sunny Mellow. We think that it will work at this point, and we'd like to ask those who are at all interested to please consider coming. Please consider flights. Look at the flight schedules and see how much they cost, and see if you can make it here. The first I think just first person, because we're going to have Dante and Elliot here. So we don't have any. We only have one free room here. The first person that comes and signs up
What
will
free room?
The
the Artista.
You know,
Yeah.
and I think we already have someone staying there. I just have to make sure and confirm that with her. But Then we have the Cedar Crest Inn just up the street, which is very inexpensive for the stay, and it's very comfortable, and it's very close and very homey. And so please consider coming and joining us. We'll do hiking. November is a gorgeous month here in New Mexico. Beautiful changing trees and trails and crisp nights and beautiful sunny, even warm days. It's gorgeous. So please think of it coming. We'll still do hikes and we'll do yoga. I think we can still do yoga on the front lawn. At that time of the year, the trees will probably be golden over the top of us, and it'll just be spectacular. So consider that, our 8 days of Samadhi retreat, all meals included, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, cooked by none other than
me and a band of witnesses.
And yoga by none other than Elliot Marie Brinkley.
Oh yeah.
And
jokes by Dante Luca.
Jokes by Dante Luca, and also How to Relax. I posted the other day to Samadhi Game. I shared Dante's teaching on how to relax.
Actually, that's how I go to sleep. But I don't get back up.
It's on Samadhi Game Tribe. Go to it. You'll find it page down. And that's another thing to do, too. Sometimes when you have free time, just go to Samadhi Game Tribe and roll down through the past broadcasts, through the past posts. There are, some concepts there that, are food for thought. So, keep in mind that you have Samadhi Game Tribe on Facebook to go to, and you can use the Ustream link on the Samadhi Game Tribe on Facebook to access the past archived shows on Ustream. You can also go straight to Ustream, which I do encourage you to do, and use the archives there. Thank you for signing up for Ustream. If you haven't already done so, get your username and password on Ustream so you can chat with us live. And I'll go on.
Yeah.
Let's do some more mantras. Opening pillar of light, the pillar of the world. Sublime I am, Samadhi that I am. Enfolding me now in that mighty, magic, electronic pillar of cosmic light substance. My identification with its magnificent humility and thoughtful creativity, so powerful and complete, that I artfully and magically alter every polarity with healing unity. Within this majestic pillar of light blazes that love as the violet, compassionate flame. Into and around my etheric, mental, emotional, and physical bodies, effortlessly dissolving, consuming, transmuting, and reconciling the dualities of my human ego, charging my world and all I contact with the tangible substance, living awareness, and conscious activity, the presence and superconscious samadhi of all enlightened beings, liberated and ascended masters, seeing, feeling, and hearing this light as it shines, radiates, and resonates within me as a visible pillar of the world, stabilized, supported, and sustained by the brilliant, elegant One, and infinitely sensitive to that invulnerable state of divine I Am Samadhi. Eternity is my home. I do all that is necessary to actualize this ever-fresh realization and organize my life around it. Eternity is my home. I do all that is necessary to actualize this ever-fresh realization and organize my life around it. Eternity is my home. I do all that is necessary to actualize this ever-fresh realization and organize my life around it. Let's get our minds wrapped around the idea of eternity being our home. How can we transit our consciousness from this temporary time and space reality to eternity? That eternity, that I am. See if you can find a part of yourself, just for a moment. Let's take this into meditation. See if you can find a part of yourself now that always is, was, and is to come. That's the almighty part of you. That's that. Find it. That. You know it. I remember I had to tell you one quick story, and then we'll go ahead and meditate on this. When I was 2.5 years old, living in Michigan, or 2 years old, I can't remember how old, it was very young. I was sitting in a high chair, and I was at the end of the table, and the table was pressed against the wall, and it was a linoleum table. And I remember the chairs with, linoleum cushions on them on each side of the table, and there was 2 chairs on each side of the table, and I was at the end of it, and there were people sitting at the table, maybe even 3 on each side. And there was peanut butter at the end of the table, and they were all eating peanut butter and jelly on their toast. And I just had butter on mine for some reason. And I realized that I wanted peanut butter, and I started saying, gesticulating and pointing to it. I want that. I couldn't talk yet, so it must have been less than 2.5 years old.
Maybe 2.
Did I ever tell you the story?
No.
And I was pointing, going, the peanut I wanted. And I remember myself as I am. I could remember myself as being I am. I remember myself as that. And to this day, it's the same I am that I am. It's the same. I remembered it even at 2 years old. And I remember it today. It is, it was, and it is to come, the Almighty. That which is, was, and is to come, the Almighty within you. Now let's take that eternity, that almightiness which is within you, and let's find it for a moment. See if you can figure out where it is. And then put your attention upon it and feel how it is eternal. And that eternal part of you is your I am. And see how that I am comes forth with everything in your world. It is everywhere present. That is the teaching of the ages. Just that. You can't do any better than that. You can't go any deeper than that. You can't say anything more than that. Let's give heartfelt, tangible samadhi, because we can feel this presence I am within us. And we can feel it as this heart presence. So let's go ahead and give it.
O Great Spirit,
O mighty I am Samadhi at the center of all creation, radiant with illuminating fire, O heartfelt parent of all sons and sons, pour forth that life-giving power
and fan the
spark of that divinity on the altar of my heart. Amplify and magnify this spark by the fire breath of the whole I Spirit into the potent God flame that I am. O the shimmering fountain of life, that I hear, feel, smell, taste, and see within me. I choose this constant cascade of liquid light, actively receiving its shimmering, directive radiance, tangibly and powerfully manifest in my experience. I open the innermost temple of love within this evident, ebullient, celestial, cosmic fire. I manifest that life and light for our healing and regeneration, letting the breath, height, fullness, and crown of the solar radiance of the sun behind the sun appear. I stand forth. Revealed in and through me is the neutral witness that Christos, Krishna, Buddha, Allah, Pharaoh, Monarch, Divine Mother, Father, Sun conscious awareness. I am the visible, audible, and tangible flame of eternal life, breathing the scintillating prana-chi from the source to the root of my being. Liquid rays of light, flooding my chakras, seated upon their lotus thrones of love. Molten gold of enlightenment, shivering its ascension up my spine, crowning my awareness with the diamond rays of attainment. Let's just take a small break here with that paragraph of Samadhi Game. We've outlined the saga breath. As we breathe in, we breathe down through the front side of the body, through the chakras. You can breathe in as though you're nourishing every cell of the body, especially stopping at the chakras, the third eye, the throat chakra, the heart chakra, the solar plexus chakra, the seat of the soul chakra, and the base of the spine chakra. And as you breathe out, that same energy then shivering itself up the spine to the top of the head. So this motion, this breath, breathing down the front side and breathing out to the top, breathing down the front side. And as we do this breath, we can put our tongue to the top, the roof of the mouth, closing the circuit, because it's a circuit. Everything is electric. Even our bodies are electric. And so if we close that circuit, we get a little better flow with this imagery and with the actual electronic movement of this light down through the body. And as you breathe out, shivering up through the spine to the top of the head. This breath can keep your spine straight. If you're having problems with kyphosis or scoliosis or any kind of bend in the spine, this breath will help to straighten it out. So let's go ahead and do a few breaths right now. Breathing in down through the front side of the body. Even as the street cleaner goes by, cleaning the street from all of the debris that was pushed onto the road from the deluge that we had the other day.
Of mud.
Downpours. Just after we gave the Samadhi Game rain dance.
Rain dance. It poured. Mm-hmm. Every day it pours.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Breathing down the front side of the body. Tongue at the top of the mouth. And as you breathe out, you can even contract the perineum a little bit, that little kegel, so that it kind of trampolines the energy back to the top of the head. And refining the breath even a little bit more gentle, but still following it down the front side of the body and shivering itself up the spine. And feeling how this breath, as you breathe in and breathe out, it's like as though you're rubbing on two sides, because an in-breath and an out-breath are the two polarities. And so you're rubbing this Ida in the Pingala that circles on both sides, and where it crosses, it creates this chakra, where these two currents cross. You can feel it as it crosses and sort of rubs the genie of the heart. And then out of the genie of the heart, that genie, that comes, that love genie. This is yoga. This is the yoga of the heart, feeling the heart, and then praying with this heartfelt, tangible essence. Praying as though your prayer were already answered. The call compels the answer, and the answer is there before the call. Before the prayer, the answer is there. And then continuing on. As the white fire being of my heart, I dynamically emanate and transmit this audible, tangible, fragrant, delectable, and invisible substance of living samadhi as creativity and direction. That's the genie in your heart. I am a sun in the palace of the shining void. this temple a glistening world of infinite space, the process of my transformations, sounding the melodies, harmonies, and rhythms of the great solar symphony. I am the dazzling flame of life, here and now, because I am nowhere else but everywhere forever. That. I am Samadhi's palpable joy, tactile glory, felt perfection of boundless being. I am that, 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 I am. And then here you can say your ascended name again.
Wait, take this down. They have their names here. Up.
Okay, I'm trying to see it here. I'm gonna go up here a little bit so I can see.
Keep going.
We're looking for names here on the chat.
They wrote, Cindy is Awesome Light of God.
Awesome Light of God for Cindy.
And Kathleen is right there.
Where? Kathleen? Angel of Divine Peace.
Nice.
Okay, so we all say our names together. We'll say them now. I am the Ascended Master Gregory Donald Binkley, living Super Yogi Brilliance. I am the Ascended Master. I have to say it all at once. Ascended Master Gregory Donald Binkley, living Super Yogi Brilliance. I am the Ascended Master Gregory Binkley, Super Yogi Brilliance. And then where are we, this ascended being? Where are we, this great being? This ascended name? Right here, in embodiment, in embodiment, in embodiment. I am oneness lived.
Sorry. Susan, hold on. Okay, hold on.
Yeah. I just love that. I love that. And in the Superman movie, which we'll allude to, you'll see that they had to give him a name. He had a name from his former planet where he was born. He was given a birth name. But then, and even the S was described as a meaning something other than an S. It means something different in his hometown, his home planet. But they had to give him a name for what he was doing here on the planet Earth. And so they gave him the name Superman. I love it. I think I just love the movie. And how oftentimes you'll lose friends and relatives when you take up this path. Look for that. That part of the film actually had me crying. So vibrate. Try to go see this movie before Wednesday. And then we'll talk about the movie on Wednesday. Let's go on and give another mantra for today. Let's give the affirmation and prayer of divine masculine presence and power. We're going to give this and the divine feminine essence. We talked a little bit about the Ida and the Pingala, this caduceus that we see in the American Medical Association image. And this caduceus, we'll have to just let that phone ring. Sorry. I'll just ring a few times. So this caduceus, and by using these two mantras, the masculine and feminine, we will actually be becoming more aware of that caduceus flow in the body. So let's go ahead and do this mantra. Affirmation and prayer of the divine masculine presence and power. Why don't you take that one and see who? This is the affirmation and prayer of divine masculine presence and power. O sacred masculine essence of my eternal being, holy one in my core, I am that I am. I am that divine masculinity within me now. I am the will of that kingly consciousness being done. I am the unchanging awareness of each moment, the natural spaciousness of each instant. On earth that I am, even as I am that in heaven. This sacred, tangible silence, death to my ego, source of my sustenance. This radiant gift of love, heart of my purpose, the Dharma freely given to all. This shining void of stillness consumes every temptation of duality. This presence of samadhi dispels all cross-currents of the human ego. I am transfiguration's total surrender, forgiveness, and reconciliation. I am resurrection's focus of wisdom and power. I am the absolute cooperation with the inevitable, ascension's expanding glory of eternal victory. All this freedom forevermore, I am. Om, peace, amen, I am. And then the affirmation and prayer of divine feminine, the direct and connected fullness of beauty and forgiving grace. I am the divine feminine, the direct and connected fullness of beauty and forgiving grace. With me now in the intuition, dance, and relations of my heart, chalicing the hallowed vision, purpose, and paradigm of the golden age dawning. Blessed queens of Buddhic, angelic, and Christic realms, Kuan Yin, Green Tara, Holy Mary, O Pallas Athena, Parvati, Sarasvati, Lakshmi, and here you can name any divine feminine being that inspires you, and identify with whom I am. Here are calls for compassion, wholeness, and the manifest oneness in the flesh. And here you can formulate your own intention. This is your prayer. We've opened up the genie of the heart. We've opened up that feeling of that oneness in the heart, that wholeness in the heart, and praying with this, not to this, praying with this, thatness. We formulate our intention. It can be abstract, very broad, to have more love in our lives, to have more organization in our lives, or it can be very concrete. I will organize everything necessary to leave for 3 weeks in Croatia. You can, whatever it be, something very specific. See and feel as though this intention were already manifest. You have to feel as though it's already done. How good it is to feel that that intention is done. Now mint this intention into a golden coin. Press the idea, the image that you have in your mind, even the feeling tone, how good it feels, into a golden coin. Pressing it into 3D image so that you can take this coin, either put it in your pocket so you can reach down into the pocket in your imagination later in the day and say, ah, look at how good that image is, how good it is, how nice it feels. Or you can throw it, you can toss it into this fountain of life that swirls and dances all about you. And this fountain will begin to add prana to your visualization, and it will bring it into manifestation even now. The more powerful your visualization, the more focused and the more real, and the more you identify with it now, the quicker it will come into manifestation. This prayer will be answered. Together, guide us, intensify our path, the direct and connected fullness of beauty and forgiving grace, the manifest experience of healing and truth, and the mastery, liberation, and triumph of enlightenment. I am the cradled babe of eternity, safe in the bosom of omnipresence. I am the cradled babe of eternity, safe in the bosom of omnipresence. I am the cradled babe of eternity, safe in the bosom of omnipresence. So even though we are that which we are, we can also feel how good it is to be protected by thatness. Protected, held, coddled, directed. Everything that we do is given a context by this thatness, protection, safety, honor, love, all by thatness. Let's give now the combination of the masculine and feminine in this mantra called Nothing's Silence, Sounding Light. I am zero, the great yang, the vast silence, the undisturbed stillness, radiant and antakarana of oneness, the sounding of love alone, the essence of life and light, strength, courage, beauty, and perfection. I am nothing, silence. I am sounding light. I am whole and universe, luminous golden white. I am nothing, silence. I am sounding light. I am whole and universe, luminous golden white. I am nothing, silence. I am sounding light. I am whole and universe, luminous golden white. In the stillness within, existence I am, birth to an active, great yin radiance, spreading throughout the vastness. I am conscious silence, stalwart I commend, stoic inspiration, I am God and man. I am conscious silence, stalwart I commend, stoic inspiration, I am God and man. I am conscious silence, stalwart I commend, stoic inspiration, I am God and man. Louder and louder the great mother I am, muses, inspires, hums and sings songs of new life, a glad music of my heart. I am sacred rhythm, my keynote harmony, this melody is truth, the light held high and free. I am sacred rhythm, my keynote harmony, this melody is truth, the light held high and free. I am sacred rhythm, my keynote harmony, this melody is truth, the light held high and free. Born now, anew, I receive and I accept this Christos, Krishna, Buddha, Allah, Pharaoh, monarch, divine mother, father, son, conscious awareness. Seven altars sacred, flaming paraclete, my forehead now emblazoned, I am come complete. Seven altars sacred, flaming paraclete, my forehead now emblazoned, I am come complete. Let's just meditate for a few moments on that. Again, the tongue at the top of the mouth, breathing in down the front side of the body. And as you breathe out, that shiver up the spine. And even if you don't feel that shiver, just pretend you do. With every breath, we're shining that genie of the heart. That I am. That I am of eternity, that paradigm, that new continent of being brought down here to earth, that place of our source residence brought here to the earth, that tantra of awareness brought here down to earth now. No longer waiting for it to happen. No more waiting. It's here now. I am that I am, is, was, and is to come, the Almighty. Let's give the radiant circle of healing love and the art of life in liquid white light. O radiant circle of healing love and the art of life in liquid white light, encircle me now, encircle me now, encircle me now. I am this loving splendor encircling me now. I am this living prana chi encircling me now. I am this liquid crystal fire encircling me now. I am this samadhi encircling me now. This I radiate, 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 as the active intelligence of powerful conscious volition that I am. I govern this exhaustless energy and precipitate all things into form. Of those who come under the radiation of this, my radiant circle of healing love and the art of life and liquid white light, including, and here you can include all of your family, your relatives, your loved ones, your friends, even your Facebook friends. You can include, and then I'll say it now, the Samadhi Game tribe. And then continuing. I ignite and I expand the illuminating center within their bodies, emotions, and minds into that active, perfect, and eternal garment of enlightenment. O radiant circle of healing love and the art of life and liquid white light, that I am. Instantly bring healing to and make art of all dual human ego in my world. opening wide the door of my heart to the ineffable, divine and present existence and expression and expansion. I am the wide open door of my heart, flooding forth the radiant circle of healing love and the art of life and liquid white light, the enchanting essence of my electronic body, and I am Samadhi. I balance, blaze, and dazzle the threefold activity of my heart Samadhi. Ennobling love, wisdom, and power encircles me, now and forever, bringing healing to and making art of every dual human ego activity, freeing me to leap into divine union with the source of these, the shining three. I am the mighty, magic, electromagnetic circle of invincible liquid love, light, and life substance, instantly transmuting and harmonizing, healing and making art of every discordance or distraction which seeks to enter or intrude itself, masquerading as the I am me. I am the self-sustaining perfection of my world, enfolded in the radiant circle of healing love and the art of life and liquid white light. The Samadhi that I am. I remain. Vanish the veils of light and shade. I abide in the shining truth of divine law and the justice of eternity. I am the lake of kindness, free of disturbing conditions, inner and outer. I am commanding all therapies within this, the inner magic of my radiant circle of healing love, to be revealed with the art of life and liquid white light of Samadhi, the all-pervading, serene, and harmonizing bliss. It's there. It's there within you. All you have to do is listen for it for a moment. There it is. There. That's it. Believe it. Trust it. That I am, that you are. When you go to a different country, when you make the transition to another country, you fly there. Sometimes you prepare by learning a few of the words.
But you also need a passport.
You need a passport. You have to be packed properly. You have to prepare. So you learn some of the words, you learn the language.
Mm-hmm. You pre-plan your trip.
This is kind of like pre-planning the trip, this Samadhi game mantras. It's saying, aha, I'm going to learn some of the language of this world of enlightenment, this world of I am that I am. So that when I'm there,
it's easier.
It's easier, yeah, I can understand.
Navigate.
Yes. So we're learning some of this language of enlightenment with each repetition, and we have to break the hold of the dual human ego. The dual human ego says, I am the thing. I am the thing. Believe me, this fear and this desire on both sides of the polarity ESP processing, Enlightenment with Squares Processing Chapter 2, I am who you think you are. Not the neutral witness, not the Christ, not the Buddha, but this
label that people gave us.
Labels, yes. So we try to break the pressure of that dual human ego. Takes a certain dedication to constancy, constantly reminding yourself of who you really are. Yeah, right on. Yeah, I am that I am. Yeah, that's it. Aha. And going back over again and again and again until you realize without doubt 24/7 who you are. Now you're living. Now you're living in abundance. I am come that ye might have life and that more abundantly, said the great Master Jesus. Because as you live from this perspective, abundance happens. Abundance, first of all and foremost, of love. Love. Heart enfolding, breaking, cracking, smoldering love. And then all things shall be added unto you. Cars, homes, travels, friends, experience. And as you experience it from this position of that, I am that, I stand here as Christ, as Buddha, as Krishna, everything becomes art and healing. Everything. Every moment. No separation. The idea of this oneness is no separation. There is no other. I am that I am. I look at you and I see me. Do unto others as you would do unto yourself. What you do unto others, you do unto yourself, because that other is yourself. And if you see some other that is presumably or seemingly affecting you negatively, that you are somehow doing this to yourself, try to find it within yourself, rather than pointing a picture and judging, pointing a finger and judging. He's doing it to me. This one here is doing it. Oh my gosh.
Well, the same as like, Elliot's, boyfriend's dog is a big dog. And when you approach him and say, oh, he's going to bite me, guess what he does? He growls. If you look at him and say, oh, what a cute dog, he wags his tail. So instead of approaching him as if he's going to hurt you, you think of him as a loving little puppy.
Honey,
do it again.
Could you just wag your tail again?
No, I'm not. I saw it myself.
I love it when she wags her tail.
What am I going to do? Kick my bustle?
That's good too. Anyway, so levity. Anyway, so grateful that you came today, all of you, Cindy, Barbara, Kathleen, and all those who will attend the archive version of Samadhi Game. Again, check out and see the airfares and book in advance. You can get great fares. See if you can use your travel miles and come join us for Samadhi Game, 8 days of Samadhi Game in November. Join us on Wednesday for Superman Consciousness. We're going to talk about Superman Consciousness and watch the movie between then and now. And until then, we're going to leave you with some music.
Or read the synopsis on Wiki.
Yeah, in fact, I want to read the synopsis of it on Wiki because that was awesome. Have a great day. Enjoy the music from Ananda, where Elliot will be leaving for on Wednesday.
On Monday, on Sunday.
On Sunday. And then we leave for Croatia on Monday. Ciao.